Last year, we received notice that Resolute was filing a SLAPP suit against Greenpeace in the US and Greenpeace International, and was naming individuals. It can be intimidating to be personally named in a fat lawsuit. You got piles of legal papers. You wonder about, what's this gonna mean for me? When am I gonna have to show up in court? What does this mean for my future? That sort of thing. And $300 million kind of hanging over your head. When the lawsuit was filed, they actually, for the individuals like me, had to serve us with papers.
There was a knock at the door. If I go and process server hands me this chunk of paper here, and it was the lawsuit, and it was real at that moment.
Resolute Forest Products sued me, Greenpeace Canada, and a colleague of mine for $7 million 4 years ago. My love from forests really comes from where I grew up in Ireland. I grew up right at the foot of a mountain which still has some of the original Irish oak trees in it.
My mom's from Norway, and I think that's where my love of nature really started. I was like the family cat that when my mom wanted to call me in for dinner, she had to sort of yell into the woods and I'd come scampering out of the bushes.
I am a Greenpeace activist, but I'm also just an everyday, average mom. My daughter's just discovering certain things in her environment, and it's like a light bulb goes off, and it's so fun to see her just like realize new things. I want my children to live in a world where there is such natural beauty that it causes that sort of awe-inspiring moment.
People often don't realize Greenpeace is all about solutions that deliver sustainable economies for local communities, ensure Indigenous rights are respected, and ensure that the well-being of our planet is secured for future generations.
We start with our goal of zero deforestation and forest degradation. It's easy to see where that stuff is happening because of modern technology.
Most of what I do works with companies to make sure that the commodities that they buy, so things like pulp and paper and palm oil, are coming from really sustainable and responsible sources around the world. And in the Canadian boreal forest, we're lucky enough to have some of the last intact forests left on this planet.
The boreal is the big green halo on the top of the Earth. It goes across North America, Europe, and Asia.
It's one of the largest carbon storehouses in the world, and if we're going to have any chance at preventing catastrophic climate change, we need a healthy boreal forest.
And Resolute Forest Products is one of the largest logging companies in North America, and so you can't ignore the impact that they're having on the ground there. Calling us a criminal enterprise is so far from reality that it's really hard to understand.
I think they're trying to make a point that if they can take out Greenpeace, who else will be left to stand up to them? Smaller nonprofits with fewer resources would think twice before speaking a critical word against them.
Why Resolute is such an important part of this story is because not only are they threatening the health of these forests for future generations, they're also threatening the ability of the environmental movement as a whole to speak out, to criticize, and to shine a light on the practices that otherwise wouldn't come to the public's attention.
This is all about snuffing out and silencing dissenting voices. And when you do that, you erode public discourse, free speech. And when you do that, you endanger the very heart of our democratic society.